Hi everyone, welcome to our second webinar. Sorry that we're a little bit late, 5 minutes. We're really sorry for that. We had some technical problems with the computer, but everything is solved, so we're now live. So we're really happy to have you here with us. We only have 3 persons online, which is not a lot, but the idea is for you to get to know your account executives, which are here. We have Valentina.
Hello everyone, I'm Valentina. So for those who are part of my portfolio, nice to meet you and welcome to the program. And here is Cesar.
Hi, my name is Cesar Jimenez. I'm also an account executive, and also a big welcome to my portfolio from TSF. I hope we have a good time working together, and I'm eager to meet you in person.
Yay.
Thank you guys. So Cristobal was supposed to be here as well, but he wasn't able to join us. He wanted to say hi to the startups that are in his portfolio, and he's looking forward to meeting you as well. However, we have very good 2 experts here in all financial processes, and they will be more than happy to answer all the questions you might have. So I'm going to go off camera, and I'm going to leave both account executives on camera. And if there are no questions coming up, I will start making the typical questions that we have had in the past that might help you either start having an idea of what questions you might have, and also give you a little bit more information of things that you should be knowing by now, okay? So just in general terms, step 5 came out today, so each and every one of you should have received an email this morning with your playbook. So yeah, your playbook.
Make sure to read that. It's very important for the program, for you, for everything. So
yes,
if you haven't read it yet, make sure you do before you get here.
Yeah, and if you read it again.
Exactly.
So the whole team works really hard on each version of the playbook to make sure that you have all the details you need to know before arriving to the program. If you read it thoroughly, you will be a step ahead once you get here. So it is highly recommended that you read that. Make sure to start posting all the important dates in your own calendar. If you have a Gmail account, then make sure to share both calendars and always look at your calendar, because that's going to be your Bible from now on. Okay, so that's about step 5. Also, there are some important forms that you should be filling out. So please make sure to do that in the next days. And what else can maybe we can start with some general tips of financial process. So I'm going to go off camera and I'm ready.
Thank you. Okay, so considering what Trini said, I think that the first tip that we can share with you is that you make sure to read first the terms and conditions and also the playbook. The terms and conditions has a lot of important information considering the expenses that you can make when you are here during the program. So it's very important that you have that information and that you understand what is explained there, because also the contract that you signed with Corfo is mainly the content is mainly what you have in the terms and conditions. So as you should know what you're saying, you have to make sure to know and understand everything that is in there. And also the playbook, as Trini said, has all the information of the activities that you will have during the program, the dates and everything. So it's very important that you book everything and schedule everything in your private calendar so you don't miss any activity. Okay, what else can we say?
We know that maybe you have a lot of doubts and questions right now about the documents, and about that I think we can give more like 3 general tips.
Yes.
First of all, don't get stressed. We're going to be having a mandatory financial workshop in the first days from your arrival. So there will be explaining truthfully all the rules and all the documents that are needed to approve and everything else. So if you have a very specific doubt, don't get stressed and wait until then. If you have like an urgent thing, like a thing that you need to know right now, please write your account executive. We are eager to waiting for your questions and to give you all the information that you need to have a successful pass in the program. So we'll be giving all the information. And also read the documents again, as Valentina told you. It's very, very important for you to understand that the playbook is going to give you like a general overview about the activities that you'll be having here in Startup Chile, and the terms and conditions, as Valentina well said. It's more like the information that will be in your own contract. So about general information, you need to check those documents, and if you have a specific doubt, write your account executive.
Okay, so I'm going to follow up some questions.
Okay.
So when will I receive my first payment or the fund?
That's a tough one. Okay, so to get the first payment, first I'm gonna go to a similar or related subject, that is the type of contract that you're going to choose. That is, it can be upfront or reimbursement. So for those who choose upfront, that means that Corfo will give you the money in advance. You will spend the money and then you have to present all the proper documentation to get that money reimbursed. So for that case, you have to pay for an insurance that guarantee Corfo that you're gonna spend the money wisely. For those who chose reimbursement, you will spend your own money and then present the proper documentation, and Corfo will pay you back. So considering that, for those who chose upfront, the first thing you need to do is to sign your contract, and you have to pay the insurance, and after that you will be able to receive the first payment. So I think that you will receive it a month and a half since you get here, okay? And for those who are reimbursement, I think that you will receive it a month approximately since you get here. That's it. Given the fact that you don't have to sign a contract with a company, an insurance company, okay?
Okay, thank you, Valentina. So does that mean that I have to pay for any costs during that first month?
Yes, come prepared, because as Valentina told you, we can only start giving you the grant after the contract has been fully formalized. So that takes time. So please come prepared to Chile, because you will be having to take charge in your temporary accommodation, maybe your formal accommodation, your food, your survival here in Chile during those first weeks. And also related to all those expenses, keep all the original documentation, because that's very important in the financial meetings that we'll be having afterwards. So we can only accept original information, original documents. So keep everything there.
Don't miss any piece of paper, please.
Okay, and if I stay in a hotel during that first month while I find something else, can I be reimbursed?
Yes, you can. But as we told you, you need to keep all the original documentation. Maybe they will give you an invoice or a boleta that we use here in Chile. And you need to keep those documents together with the proof of payment related to the way that you pay for each expense.
Okay, perfect. And see, that's another question. How much is the insurance?
It's about 180,000 Chilean pesos.
Yeah, more or less.
Which equals to?
I think that it's like like 300 USD approximately.
Yeah.
You can vary, because we have to ask for the insurance company to give us the price that is going to charge you, but considering previous prices, that will be sort of less the amount.
Yeah, and that is also an expense that can be reimbursed.
Exactly.
So don't worry about that.
Yes.
Okay, and when can I start making expenses for my startup?
Good question.
Yes.
Oh. Yeah, the idea is that all the expenses related to your own development, the development of your own startup, the idea is that all those expenses start after the fully formalization of the contract. If you have any urgent situation or something that can't wait, as I told you, contact your account executive, because we can approve some of those expenses, but the idea is that for now, until you sign the contract, the only expenses that you should be making are like your plane tickets, your accommodation,
Health insurance.
Health insurance.
That's it.
Okay, perfect. And can I, for example, buy a computer because my computer is very old and I cannot work with it?
It's all gonna depend on the project. So it can happen. You can buy one, but it's always gonna be up to your account executive decision. So you have to argue very well, very clear why you need a new computer, and he will tell you or she will tell you if you're in a good situation or that your project actually need that. He will approve it, but it depends on your project and the criteria of your account executive.
Okay, thank you, Valentina. And can I, for example, rent an office space?
Okay. One of the benefits or perks that we'll be sharing with you from Startup Chile is that a co-working space. In some cases, we can approve office rentals, but you will need to tell us and give us a number of reasons about why the co-working space isn't enough for you, because it provides offices, it has meeting rooms, it has everything that you should need in the stage that you are. But if regarding some case you need that, it can be approved, but it's not like that common to happen because the co-working space is like really good.
Okay, I want to share another tip that just came to my mind. So one of the first things that you be doing here regarding your project is that you will have a meeting where you will explain the plan that you have for the program, like what are the activities that you expect to do here, what are the goals and the objectives that you expect to accomplish. So one of the advice is that you start thinking about that plan, start thinking about your budget, how you plan to use the money that we're going to give to you, because that is one of the first meetings that you will have with your account executive, and is the one that is going to set the goals, the activities, and those goals and activities set the budget. So it's very important to your account executive to know how you expect to spend the money and what expect from the program. I mean, what are the goals, what you expect to achieve, the state of the project that you're right now, and the state that is going to be after the 4 months. So please don't let that by the end. So start thinking about it, start building something right away, so you are all very well prepared for the first meeting with your account executive.
Okay, thank you for that.
Okay, I have to leave now, so I'm gonna leave you with Cesar. And nice to meet you all, and hope to see you very, very soon. Okay, bye-bye.
Okay, so another typical question. I want to hire someone and that is in my country.
Oh.
Can I hire this person?
In your country, as in not in Chile?
Exactly.
Okay, regarding that, we have like two different types of working. One of them is if you, for example, need someone to do a specific task related to your project, but not as in a permanent task, you can consider that an outsourcing. And in that case, it can be from abroad, it can be from Chile or from any other country. And the only thing that you need to provide to us is an invoice, a legal, formal, original invoice. And if you want to hire someone as someone like permanent in your startup, like who makes like a permanent functions related to your own development, you can consider that person an expert. And you can hire them, and you will need to present to us an original contract, notarized here in Chile, because experts can only reside here in Chile. And also the documents related about how you're going to be paying to that person. Maybe you need to present a boleta de honorarios or a factura, and also the transfer receipts related to the salary.
Okay, perfect. And what about the visa?
That's kind of like you.
Okay, so about the visa, I'm gonna go on camera now. So if you want to bring someone from abroad, we can do it, but this person has to have a profile in technology and services. So this means that, yes, you are welcome to bring people from abroad, as long as these people have a technical background and they're not easy to find in Chile. However, do keep in mind that we can sponsor your employees with visas, but we cannot pay for their tickets. So the only people that we will reimburse their tickets are team leaders and team members. Okay, just to have in mind. Okay, perfect. So another typical question would be, can't think of any right now. And we have an incoming question. So, hi Daniela, nice to meet you. I'd like to know whether I can spend money on trips if I need to hold workshops about my product in other cities of the country.
Very good question. Yes, you can. We can only approve like inter-urban travels, not intra-urban travels. So, for example, if you're here in Santiago and you need, you can, for example, charge to the program the transfer from the airport to your temporary accommodation. But, for example, if you need to make a business trip, for example, to another city of Chile, for example, Valparaíso, or if you need to make a business trip to abroad, for example, to Argentina, yes, we can approve that. But it has to be something that you need to talk with your own account executive, because you need to explain the reasons why you're going, the activities that you're going to be doing there, and we can reimburse the tickets and you're staying in that country, for example.
Okay. Another typical question is, for example, I understand that I need to have exclusive dedication to the program.
Yes.
But what if I am offered to, for example, hold workshops or teach in a university? Would this be something I could do while I am the team leader of my startup?
The idea is that you don't, because what we meant with full dedication to the program is that you need, as team leader, you need to attend to all mandatory activities, which are a lot. We have activities each month, almost each week. So you have an obligation to attend that because of the contract that you are signing. Any other activity that you want to make, like in moments that we don't have any other like mandatory activity, it's up to you. But we need to see progress in your startup, and you need to attend all the mandatory activities.
Okay, thank you. Another question. Is it mandatory that I create my company in Chile?
No, that's entirely up to you. You can do it, and you can charge to the program the cost related to incorporate here in Chile, but we are not going to force you to do it in any other way. In some cases, there are some processes that are easier to do when you are incorporated, but it's entirely up to you.
Okay, thank you. I read somewhere that I need quotations.
Yes.
So can you explain a little bit more
Yes.
about that?
That's related to outsourcings and acquisitions that are over 2 million Chilean pesos. You will need to present 3 quotations, formal quotations, like for the same services that are quoted in the same way. For example, an email is not a quotation to us. We need like a formal document. It could be attached to an email. But if you don't present the 3 quotations, we won't be able to approve that expense, whether it's an acquisition or an outsourcing. So if you think that you, for example, will be needing a specific service that could be over those 2 millions, the idea is that you could start collecting those quotations like as soon as possible for you to not have any trouble in the financial meeting later.
Okay, perfect. Well, for example, will I have assessment as to how to repartir mi plata?
Oh, to the budget.
Yeah.
Yes, we'll be giving you some tips, but the way that you want to expend the grant, it's entirely up to you. For example, some startups give like a more importance, for example, to marketing or to product development. That depends in the stage of development that your startup is in right now. And yeah, there are some expenses that we won't be able to approve any other way, but that will be explained in the mandatory financial workshop that I was telling you sooner. But yeah, the way that you decide to spend the budget, it's entirely up to each startup.
So, for example, if I want to spend half of my grant in salaries because I want to have a bigger team, would this be possible?
Yes, it would be possible, but it has to be like you have to give to us, to your account executive, all the reasons why you're going to be doing that. Maybe you need a lot of workforce. Maybe you need a lot of salespeople. Yeah, it could be possible, but it depends in the stage of development. It depends on what you want to achieve here in Startup Chile. Yeah.
Okay. And for example, what if my startup needs to be able to use a very specific lab or very specific materials that can only be purchased from abroad? Can I bring those materials?
Yes. The idea is that for each expense that you want to do and have it approved in the program, you need to let us know first. So, for example, if you're part of my portfolio and you tell me that there's some specific material, as you give the example, that can only, for example, be purchased in your country of origin, and yes, we can approve that. But remember the limit of the 2 millions to the 3 quotations. So it's very important that if you want if you need that type of very specific and hard to obtain, for example, product, start getting the quotations like right now.
Okay.
To not have any trouble later, but yes,
As
it
soon as
can be
possible.
approved. Yes.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. So we don't have any more incoming questions. So guys, don't be shy. I know there are 6 people watching, so if you have any questions, now is the time to ask them. However, do keep in mind that if any questions come up later, you can always email your account executive. You can always keep emailing admissions. So we have one now. Can we pay services from our own pocket? For example, if I need to hire freelancers early in the project.
Yeah, that's not an ideal situation. As I told you, the idea is that you start making expenses like project related after the full formalization of the contract. But as I told you sooner, if you need a specific, for example, if you need a service like right now, we can approve that. Just let your own account executive know that you're going to be doing this expense. And afterwards you won't have any trouble.
Okay, so Roxana, she's adding something to the question, which is, I meant if I want to hire services early in the project and I want to make sure I won't go over the grant, can I pay for it myself? I guess you mean, can you have expenses that are not considered in your grant and that you won't ask to be reimbursed for?
Oh, yeah, you can.
Yeah, of course. For example, there are several startups that have more than one funding, right? That have other, for example, private funding or private investors, and we're fine with that. There's no problem. If you have more money to spend, the better for your project. So no problem, Roxana. So no more questions at the moment. Okay, guys. So do you think of any other tips you would like to share?
I think we covered all.
We've covered a lot.
The only thing that I would like to say again is that for now you can read the documents, the playbook that was sent today, as Trini told you, the terms and conditions that you have access from like the beginning, from your application to the program, and any specific question that you need solved like right now, you can always write your account executive. And if you have like doubts related to the financial process itself, you can also wait until the mandatory workshop. So I think the main tip that I can give is don't get stressed. Prepare all the things for your arrival here in Chile. We are eager waiting for you. And we are eager also to answer any of your questions. So contact us. Let us know that you need help about something. We can refer you to our network. Yeah, we're here for that. So
yeah, I also want to add there that please make sure to use all the channels that we've given you so far. So if you haven't reached out to your landing buddy, we strongly suggest that you do. That is a very nice way to start bonding and getting to know current suppers. They always are going to have very good tips, for example, for other communities style of stuff. For example, if you want to know more about housing, if you want to know more about how to get around in Santiago, or if you're from abroad and you want to have general tips from Chile. You can also reach out in Facebook participants. So the community is also going to be there for you. We will be creating the WhatsApp group next Monday. This means that you can start to chat. Also have in mind that this is not an official channel of communication with us. So if you have any formal questions, you will still have to direct them to admissions or to your account executive. But we strongly suggest that you start communicating with your other fellow suppers from your generation, because it's a very good way to start networking and understanding how the program works. So we can't stress enough how valuable the networking part of the program is. So make sure that you reach out, connect, and talk to as many people as possible. We have one more question. Are digital receipts accepted when accounting for expenses?
Yes.
So yes, digital receipts are accepted. So yeah, Viola, that was your question. So no more questions.
Very brief answer. Yes.
Yeah, very brief answer. So, okay, girls, I think that's it for now. We're just gonna wait for a couple of minutes to see if anybody else wants to pop up a last question. However, if not, yeah, thank you, no problem. If not, you're welcome. If not, so yeah, remember there's Facebook participants, there's landing buddies, you will have WhatsApp group on Monday, you still have admissions, and you still have your account executive's email. So yeah, good to know about the WhatsApp group. Yeah, that's on Monday. So awesome. Okay, guys. So we hope you have a great weekend. This is your last weekend. Well, your second to last weekend before the program. So yeah, make sure that you read everything, relax if you want to relax, because from 27th onwards, we will be working hard, but we will also have a good time. Yes. So be prepared for the 27th. We're super excited. We're already planning things for you, bonding activities. Don't miss out on your sub lunch that Friday. Because it's going to be super fun. You'll get to meet all current generations, which is an awesome opportunity. So yeah, so we're happy to see you soon. Have a great weekend.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Ciao, ciao.